Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be starting it off in regression mode. The reason I'm doing this is because of these automatically marked deviated zones. Thanks to the person who actually told me what these were, I just called them absorption. They're deviated zones. So we're putting in regression because of these in between these deviated zones. Pretty high entropy in the pre-market here. Also, we're at the reverse RSI line right here, and we can mark out some absorption right here and right here. So pretty high chop area it looks like right now. So I have to see. We're also on sim this morning. I do have a PA account, funded account, and just regular eval, which I will be trading soon, but very busy week, very busy day today, so don't want to throw the mind off. So that's what we'll be doing this morning, and we'll have to see how this plays out, of course. So obviously we cannot put too much info on a regression or trend from the pre-market, because that does not, pre-market does not have too much effect on open. So we'll have to see how open looks. And then we'll have to, you know, base it off of how the opening delta and price looks this morning. So if we take a look at volume profiles, let's take a look.
Order filled.
So there's our first regression trade. Actually a long trade. So we did have a breakout of this absorption line above regression here. If this closes up, I'd probably keep it trend. If it stops this out, I'd keep it regression. The reason I'd switch it to trend is heavy close above all these areas here, and positive, good positive delta up, but doesn't look like it wants to.
Order filled.
Okay, instantly into another trade. So right now we are down one trade, just right here. Down one trade so far. Did mark another deviated zone. Gonna have to see how this one plays out, of course. Definitely not getting the best entries so far. Nothing we can do about that. But that's all right. So if we get stopped out here, I'm actually still going to be keeping in regression because we're in a high chop area. Obviously, Polarity does not win every trade. If you do everything right, only about a 70% win rate. So yeah, we'll do our best to do everything right. Obviously, we're not going to win every trade though. So it's a good up close candle here. We have absorption down here. Makes me feel a tiny bit better, and heavier volume towards this downside of this candle, which is probably the reason we pushed up, right? Makes me feel a little bit better. Obviously, I can't predict the trade, but yeah, mark out that absorption. Also, guys, if we take a look at candlestick charts, so This is what I mark out every morning. I do supply and demand zones. So we have demand zone down here, supply zones up here. If you guys want to learn about that, you can comment below. I also have buy side liquidity here, sell side liquidity here. So basically what we'd be watching for is a break above buy side liquidity. Maybe touch the supply, look for a short, right? Look for a short trade. So it could be good to put it in regression long above this area or trend short. And down here, we break below sell side liquidity in this demand, then would be good to maybe regression short or trend long, because we'd be suspecting to go up. But if you guys want to learn more about that, you can just comment below. I can try and make some videos, or I also have a course on it as well, but I'm not going to sell that to you guys, so. Got really close to the take profit there. A little bit of absorption. Take profit is right at this absorption line as well. But we'll just see how this plays out, so. I do think regression was the right play at open. It just did not work out for us, but I do think it was the right play. Even though price is following delta here, I do think, yeah, it was still the right play. So it's still very high entropy area right now. We're not really trending anywhere, at least at the moment. So we can see that there's some heavier volume too on the upside of these candles. Point of controls are actually at 4159 here.
Target filled.
There's our fill. So right now we are flat on the day. Maybe switching it to trend mode soon, but we're gonna keep it in regression right now. Again, this is what candlestick chart looks like on like a 1 minute chart here. So that's what this all looks like here on a candlestick chart. I tried to make it so I don't know how to make the P&L show up here when I'm flat. I thought this would have showed the total. I do not know how to show the total. I'll figure that out. I will figure that one out. So right now we are up 0. We're lost first trade, won second trade, and now we are waiting. So the point of controls pretty heavy around this area. Makes me feel confident to stick it in regression still. But if we get like a really strong close above, maybe 1 or 2 more candles or a really strong delta, I could be convinced to switch it to trend. Could be convinced, so. So notice how he came down right into this point of
Order
control.
filled.
So, okay, so that was a big move up. If we get stopped out here, we're obviously going to switch it to trend mode. We're going to have to see how this deviated zone acts. If we push right down through, hit our take profit, regression's still going to be in play. Because these zones are kind of used on how you react to them, right? So if you push right through this, actually, if you push right through it, it could be a trending market. If we chop around it, then regression. But we'll really have to see here. That was a strong push up. This is what the chart looks like. So this is our buy side liquidity. So basically institutions grabbed liquidity up here. If you need me to make a video on it, I can. So they grab liquidity up here, which means they basically, exit people out of their positions from their stop loss and then look to turn the market down. That's how a lot of people play it. So they grabbed liquidity, hit people's stop losses above this high, and look to move the market lower. So that's how liquidity is used there. We did bounce off of this absorption here from right here. Got pretty close to our take profit. It's bouncing now, so not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. If we hit our stop loss, we're going to switch it to trend mode. As price and delta is still correlated, hit our take profit, and we'll stick it in regression. Looks like we're going to get stopped out though. We've got a lot of positive delta here. Can't predict the market. Just have a gut feeling we're going to get stopped, but hopefully that gut feeling is wrong. Hopefully the gut feeling's wrong. So ideally we need to break below like 441.60. Probably we can reach below this point of control area on this candle. I think we can probably push down if we get some volume kicked in right around here. It would be good to see if this hit our take profit with positive delta as well. That'd be a good sign for us. So just a couple more ticks, please. That's all I ask. You are one tick away. So if you could just tag that, that'd be great. Actually bouncing right now off of this.
Target filled.
And there's the fill. So now we are up 750. Oh, looks like I did have it right. I forgot we were flat. Kind of a dumb play there. So bouncing off of this, we could be chopping around this zone now. So we have to see how this plays. Looks like we could be chopping on this zone. I'm going to kind of clean up the chart a little bit. Right there. So my thinking is probably maybe a little bit of chop in here. One thing I am going to do is check news. So we don't have any news today. You can see it right here. No news, no big news at all. Tomorrow we have a little bit. Not a huge news week though. Not a huge news week. Yeah, not a big news week. So regression's still going to be in play. We do look to be up 3 net trades, but if we're up 2 trades and it's getting close to 9 o'clock, then I think we'll call it. We'll just have to see how this plays out, obviously. So right now we're chopping around this deviated zone. We have absorption above, absorption below here from this area. We also have another deviated zone. We also have this reverse RSI. We have price shooting down with positive delta, and the point of control is right in the middle of this zone, which makes me a little more positive with the regression, as the point of control is right at the middle. If it was right at the top and we had a strong push down, could be more trendy. Again, we'll have to see. the candlestick chart does look pretty uptrending, so, but it's also choppy at the same time. So it's uptrending, but how trendy is it? It's not crazy. So we're still chopping. We're still in a range. We'll have to really pay attention here. That's why range bars are kind of nice, because candlestick charts are showing us prices just moving up slowly this morning. Candlesticks look a little, range bars look a little more choppy, right? So we'll have to see. Right now, I'm point of control on this candle's right at the high, right around this absorption. Hopefully Polarity can find us a trade soon. But if we take a look at the chart here, in case you guys wanted to learn more about supply and demand, this is why supply and demand is important. We bounced here at demand, bounced here, bounced here, basically bounced here, right? And supply zone, we rejected here, and that's it right now. But so you can see like these are very effective for trading. So yeah, basically just something good to keep an eye on. Something good to keep an eye on, because generally when you're at demand, you want to be looking for longs. So you could use polarity to find those longs. You're right. You could find a regression short or trend long, and regression short could be powerful because if shorts come in demand, there's usually a lot of institutional buyers that will pick it right back up a little bit, unless the selling's just crazy, right? Which obviously we can't predict, but just something to keep in mind. So market's pretty boring right now. Can definitely start to tell from a candlestick chart we are in a regression mode, as we're chopping around right now. Also, point of controls are pretty in the middle of these absorption zones that I marked out, which is kind of telling me, you know, most of the action's right in the middle, right? There's no trend in any direction, right? No volume increase in a certain direction. It's just kind of right in the middle, and it's at this deviated zone. So yeah, it's just telling me it's in regression right now. Can things change? Yes. Right now, it's definitely a regression. So. we don't get another trade by 9 o'clock, I'll probably just call it. But if you guys like these style of videos where it's more like, you know, live streamy kind of vibes, then just let me know. Or if you guys would rather me cut them up into clips. So if you guys would rather me cut them up into clips, and edit it down to, you know, 5-10 minute video, then just let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I like doing these, you know, live streamy-esque type of videos. So just let me know, and I can try and do what the comments say. Again, very, very slow action this morning. Definitely gonna call it by 9 o'clock. Oops. So we can see we broke above our buy side liquidity. You can think of this as institutions are just accumulating a position up here for hopefully a move down towards this demand zone, right? Will that happen? I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. And yeah, I mean, this is how Polarity is sometimes, right? Sometimes it doesn't find a trade. It's just boring. But I'd rather it not find a trade than put me in a bad trade, right? So gotta think about the positives at least, right? We're up 1 trade on the day. We won 2, we lost 1. Sometimes that's just how Polarity is, right? So got about 5 minutes left in the trading day. See if we can get 1 more trade that's a winner, hopefully. Otherwise, we'll just call it a day here. So also with trading, for people that are new, you gotta really not think about the P&L. So right, we're only up 1 trade, but you gotta think, did you execute well? I think we've executed well so far this morning. We've made the right decisions. You also got to think, if you're just trading one contract, that's $150, right? $150 in 30 minutes is pretty good. And also, you know, what can that $150 do for you, right? Could it buy you, you know, a Discord subscription that could help you make better trades? Could it, you know, buy you a nice dinner, right? It can do a lot. So got to think about just, did you execute well? And did you stick to your plan? And if you did, then that's a solid morning, right? It's a solid morning if you did that. But yeah, as I predicted, we're just chopping around this deviated zone. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty slow. It's only moving in about a 3-point range here, which, you know, that's not much at all. So just waiting it out. I got about 3 minutes here until we shut her down. So we'll have to see if anything comes up here. So one thing you can notice from the delta here is that we've had pretty strong positive delta all morning, right? Pretty strong positive delta all morning, and the market's not really going anywhere. At least it's not going anywhere right now, right? So what does that mean? It means, to me, the buyers aren't strong, right? They're not heavy. They're not really pushing the market up. Or the sellers, I mean, if the sellers were really heavy and present, then we'd have negative delta, right? So to me, it just means the buyers are not heavy. They're not putting in huge orders. They're just, you know, could be anything really, but that's how I'm thinking of it. Buyers are exhausted, or there's just not a lot of strong buyers pushing the market up. So yeah, I think we're actually just gonna disarm here. Give it 30 seconds, I guess, but yeah, that's about 30 seconds. Yeah, I rounded. So we're gonna disarm there. That's gonna be the morning for us. Up one trade, right? That's perfectly fine. But if you guys like these style videos, just, you know, let me know in the comments. Try to pump these out. You guys can learn more about Polarity, and hopefully I can teach you guys more about Polarity. So if you guys enjoyed, yeah, see ya.